Hello, how are you? This is Jelly Bling. I have a project using the bundle Stars at Night and a lot of the items from the product suite. So here's a project. A little bit of a fun fold. And here's another one. So I want to do one more using in this designer paper, and I'll show you the designer paper in just a minute. There's 3 different types, styles of paper with the navy background. And I'm using 2 out of the 3. I want to use the 3rd one. So we'll be using Stars at Night bundle, Brightest Aglow. This stamp set was in the holiday catalog last year, and like the Christmas catalog, holiday catalog, and it's beautiful. The words in it are perfect for just about every occasion. Also, we'll be using the dies, and there's a hybrid embossing folder, which we'll use the folder, we'll use the dies, but we won't use them together. But I have a little sample, and I'll show you how those work together. Okay, I have a few other things set off to the side. Let me show you what they are. Oh, I have a lot of stuff here. Embossing Buddy, we'll use that. So this is where the card originated. So this is Irresistible Blooms. It's an online exclusive. You could still get it. And it comes with this great die. But this is the fold that I'm using for today's card. And these little embellishments, they're still available online. Aren't those fun? So that's where that came from. In the holiday catalog on page 15, 14 and 15 is the product suite. So when you get the product suite, it has one item number, $144. You're like, yikes, that's a lot, but wait till you see how much you get with that. And if you don't want to get the whole suite, you just want a few items, you could easily do that too. So the suite includes everything on this page. And just to confirm, right over here it says, suite includes collection of one of each of the items listed on the next page. And that's why it's a little bit more pricey than we're used to, because it has 2 bundles in it. Today we're just working with the Stars at Night bundle. The stars have been on back order, but mine are coming probably in 2 days. They're lovely, wonderful. We'll be working with a little bit of this ribbon. And this ribbon is Night of Navy with gold glitter. Beautiful. I'll show you the paper. That's what we're using. And there's three patterns, 2 different colors, 6 pieces. So what that means is this piece right here with the leaves on it, both of them are in gold. All of it's in gold. But this has a vanilla background. This has a navy background. The stars, same setup. And then this, I don't know what you'd call that, kind of an ornate pattern that is also in the pack. And then of course, this beautiful paper, if you didn't want to use it for the beautiful scenes, you could flip it over and it's great for many, many other occasions. And it's nice that they tell you what colors go with the paper. So this is the product suite we'll be using quite a bit today. So here's the embossing folder. This is a hybrid embossing folder. And what that means is you could put the dies in the folder with the paper and it will texture it and cut it. And I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Well, I could show you it now. Here, let me set this off to the side. We'll get back to that other stuff here in just a minute. But the hybrid embossing folder is so fun. I will also be using the pastel pearls or bloomin' pearls. That is for the center of the star. So I did one in gold and one in this kind of iridescent blue. Okay, and then here's the ribbon. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of sheer. So, hybrid embossing folder. Let's use this big die right here. So, here's the folder. And I know it's probably kind of hard to see on there. Once I set this in place, you'll see. So you take the die, and you know, first time I was going to do this, I'm like, I don't want to ruin my embossing folder. think. Yeah, it goes on this side. And I was really nervous about putting this in here, and really, it's like, you really want me to run that through. And I saw someone online do it, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. I'm not ready to lose my brand new folder, but it works really good. Trust me on this one. Okay, so this is the embossing folder, and if you look at the stars, there's no embossing around these 3 stars, which is fine. If you just run it through, it looks great still. But that gives way for this die to fit right in here. So all of a sudden it kind of snapped into place, and there's no moving it now. I mean, maybe like just a hair of movement. So after you have that sitting in there, and if you were to try to put it on this side, it's got a lot of movement. So this is the side we want it on. And this side is popping up. This side is indenting. All of these are going in. I don't know if that helps you. Or the side with the logo. Put it on the side with the logo. Okay, let me get that in place again. Here's my paper. Purposely using white because the project has vanilla. Okay, so that's in place now. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, run it through using your gray plate. Ooh, one of my lights are going out. Can you still see okay? You could still see okay. Let me see if I could get a different power pack so that light will keep going on. Just a minute. Do you all have these things? Power. There we are. We have light. I have like 3 lights going. I'd rather have more light than not enough. Okay, so here is the piece cut out. So yes, it's cut and it's textured. Each of these are textured. Plus the background paper is textured. So if you were doing this, you can change these out for maybe gold, if you wanted to have the stars in gold or silver, and kind of pop them up so you could see a little bit of the shadow in Lost Lagoon. These are just the colors I had on hand. I don't know that you really need to use these colors, but isn't that pretty? See the texture on that? It's so much fun. There's so many possibilities. Oh. These pieces here, these go, well, this one can go onto here. We're going to be doing this one today, so I have it in the tray. This one could go onto here, so you could use it in a metallic or sparkly paper, whatever you can imagine, or opposite, where this is more solid and then underneath is sparkly. And then there's all these other dies. And I noticed that this fits this one and this one. So if you were to cut it out, you could put it right back into here and have it textured. I tried to put it into the embossing folder, but it didn't quite work. It's just the big one intended to do that fancy hybrid embossing folder business. Okay, so that's hybrid embossing folder. Lots of fun, many possibilities. So where were we? Back to the pieces. We'll do a little bit of scoring. I'll show you the paper and then we'll get to the card. So the paper is right here. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see how pretty that is? I love this paper. Guess there's a reason it was on back order for a little while. Everyone loves it. Those are repeats. Be using that today. The stars, just very pretty, very elegant. Okay. let's get started on the card. So we'll start with the card base, and it is a fun fold. So we have to do a little bit of scoring. And I will put all the paper cut sizes on my blog, and my blog is jillybling.com. So let's start off by scoring the navy paper, and I'll have a link to the post in the description of this video. So here's my note. The base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 1.5 and 5 3/4. So I'm looking right here, 1.5. Can you see that? I have a whole new setup here. I'm using my tablet, my newer tablet, hoping that you can hear better. And with the newer tablet, my stand didn't hold the tablet. It was too small. So I got a new stand. It's a whole lot of new today. I hope it's working good. Okay, there's the scoring. Okay, let's see how that goes. And if ever you're folding your paper, like right now, and it's kind of overlapping, just do your best to get it so it's not overlapping. And then, if it's still a little bit off, flip it inside out and see if that helps. Because sometimes when you do that little flip, all of a sudden, everything works perfectly. I don't know the rhyme or reason, or maybe I'm just wishing really hard, but it's nice when it works out. Okay, so this is for this piece right here, and this has all that texture on it. Okay, so I'm going to try to capture the biggest star. Does that help you see it a little better? Not too much, huh? So the biggest star is right here in the middle. And this paper just perfectly fits it. And do your best not to have your paper hang off the edge of the folder, like I did on both of mine. Okay, so I'm going to run this through the machine. Here it is. There, now you could see it. Isn't that beautiful? All that detail. So it's going to go right onto here. Today's a good day for liquid glue. I feel like I'm so out of rhythm here. All this stuff is new, and it's probably been a week since I've done a video. Tony's been working on the fence around the property. He wants to make it taller. And then he had a surveyor come out, so if he's going to redo the fence, he wants the fence right where it should be, which is understandable. But he's been working so hard at that. I mean, like back-breaking work. He's out there pounding the posts in and pulling the old ones out. He's going to make it a little bit taller because behind us we have not a mountain, but a hill. It's hilly back there. And the deer like to come, which I think are beautiful. But Bo wants to play with them, and I don't like that. It scares them, so I'd rather, well, and also the garden, and he planted fruit trees, which he's calling the orchard. I think there's like 8 of them now. The deer like to come in and eat the garden, and they like to eat the fruit from the orchard. So he has this fence up around it, and it looks bad. But if he puts this big fence around the whole property, they won't come in anymore. So he's been very busy. Look at that. We're getting there. So this is for this star. All this stuff. Oh, I'll show you that in a minute. So we'll cut out the star in gold. pretty that is. Sparkly, sparkly. So now we need the other piece. That is this right here. And we have to heat emboss it first with the stamp. Stamp it, Versamark, and heat emboss it. That's the one. Versamark. We'll do a bit more heat embossing on quite a few little things today. And I'm not worried that I got outside the edge because with the die, I'll be cutting a lot of that off. For sure that will go off. And there it is. And we need a die to cut this out. So it is this die right here. Look at that. Just using this one. Okay. Here it is. We can, oh, I got powder. We can put these together. I like having some success. Big dimensionals, little dimensionals. Ooh, here's an edge ready to be used. Ooh, that's nice. Perfect time to use an edge. Okay, so I will lay this right over. This went through with the embossing folder, this textured star right here. Make sure to get it straight. Okay. Then this one gets little dimensionals. I could put one big one in the center, but I want more than one. So 4 little dimensionals. Okay, and what kind of bling? Not pink. I like the gold. Maybe a little gold. Before I did the big gold, which is fine, but I'm going to try. I have that in a bag. I'm like the queen of bags. Keep it all organized. Come on, little pearl. That's kind of pretty. It's understated elegance. Ooh. Okay. So that's for the words. Let's do words. So words, I did 2 different ones. Wishing you the best and brightest holiday season. Perfect for a star. Merry Christmas. Oh, this is the set for the inside. Oh, for the inside. Hold on here a minute. Oh, look how this fits. Oh, that's pretty. It fits almost all of them. Okay, these go together. Look at even that one. Wow. I bet you they planned that. Look at even this one. That one, I'm kind of cutting off that. Okay, brightest to glow and stars at night. They are, oh, but see, look how good that one looks. That looks good too, but this one, let's do this one. Okay, let's do this one. But you know my head keeps going over there. Let's do that big one. Who knew? I even have it sitting over here to use. Okay, so we're gonna do it in Versamark and use your embossing buddy. Embossing buddy, there's an embossing buddy kit in the catalog. It's so worth it. Oh, and I can pull out my little tweezer thingies. I use those little pincher tweezers all the time. So it comes with this, it comes with a tray, it comes with a brush, and these two. To wipe off excess powder, I use this all the time too. And these somehow got silver tips. Okay, back on task. I'm going to use those words that are perfect for this shape. This one. Do you guys get distracted like that too? You start doing one thing and then you get distracted, start doing something else. It's like, get back on task. I could probably even dip it in with these. Now I had to get dirty. Oh, look at that. Well, then I can't flick it. Okay. But I could cook with them. Yeah. Okay, so line this up. Look how perfect that is. But it is very cool that this die fits many, like 90% of those words. Oh, but you know what? Oh no, well, let me show you something. I was thinking, because many times you pick out a die to go with this picture, like a circle or something to go on here. And then when you pull out the stamp, you're like, that doesn't fit. If ever you see something written down here, even if you can't read it, this says images at 85%. And that's great because they're all right here. That's good. So I just had like a little flash of, oh my gosh, what if these words are bigger than what I'm seeing right here? Then that die really wouldn't fit all of them, but it doesn't have the little note there. Anyhow, all is well. Okay, let's cut this out. And there it is. And we're going to cut one of these out the same shape. I'll show you why. Okay, let's get to, I have a mess over here. Clean it up. Samples. This is the inside. Okay, so this right here, pretty, perfect, lovely. But look what happens when I put it on. It gets lost. Therefore, what about having like a little border on it? So, notice this little border right here? I just took the same die and I cut right through the middle of it and put it up a little higher, a little lower, so there's a gap. And then on this one, I did the same thing but cut it this way And there's a gap right through here. But now there's a little bit of the pecan pie over here and over there, which is kind of needed because as you saw, when you have it on there just plain, it gets lost. See how that's just kind of lost? But, little warning. Initially I thought, oh, this is going to be the best way because you need the a break from the vanilla to the vanilla. But when you open it up, that doesn't look so good. But that shows you how I cut it. So this one, it doesn't show it. So I think I'm going to do that again. But there is a little cut right through here, which is what we're going to do now. So this right here, cut and try to do it in the center. Try to do it straight. But if it isn't perfect, that's fine. You could see I didn't measure anything. And let's do some liquid glue. And you could do that with any die, any shape, because not all die sets come with layering, like with the larger size. So it's nice to be able to do that. And punches too. Like if you have a fancy label, you can just kind of stretch it. Okay, the last 2 days, those bugs, I thought that they came just in May. But yesterday I found one, and right now I just heard another one. And you don't want to touch them because they're very stinky. And I don't know how they get in. I don't know why they're here. Been cleaning house very regularly. I don't like that. Okay, so that one is on. This one, I'm going to try to get this amount of pecan pie showing right over here. And because it's liquid glue, I could still kind of move it around. But right through there, there's no pecan pie. But because they're flush, you don't see it. And this, because it's the same exact thickness, you don't see it. You don't see the gap. And if ever you do this and you don't get them straight, like maybe you could see a little bit of the pecan pie sticking out where you don't want to, you can always just trim it. Okay, that's looking good. And I would just put that on with dimensionals, but there's that ribbon. So here I did just a little, like a little fold over of ribbon. And here I did a tiny little, kind of like a flag of ribbon. I like how this looks. I tried putting it on the other side, but because it was navy and gold, with navy and gold, it got lost. Then I was thinking, oh, I'm going to tie a whole bunch right around here, but it just got lost. So let's do this again. Isn't this beautiful? At first when I saw it in the package, I'm like, what in the heck did I order? Because looking at that with all that glitter on it, I thought, that's a little crazy. But when you take it off the spool, it's magic. Let me show you, or let me try it again. Maybe I'll like it on this one. Because it's so sheer. See, I think that if I tied it in a knot, I like how the little berries on here go with the glitter, but I think it gets lost. And I'm trying to keep this card just a hint simple. So I'm going to take, what is that, 1.5 inches? It doesn't take very much. And put it right here. So a glue dot. And you could do whatever it takes to get it folded back behind on that corner. But I'll do a glue dot right here. Fold this over. And I don't want it to be a perfect fold. I want it to be like at a 45-degree angle, just a little bit of an angle. Stick that there. And I know when I let go, this thing is all going to pop apart, my perfect little fold. But I could do it again. Oh, and the glue dot's hanging on there. Oh. Okay. So dimensional, and that just puts a little bit of depth in between the two layers of ribbon. And just to keep this held in place. Then I'll use, I was going to say big ones, but look what I've got. This edge, it's just saying, pick me, pick me. I was watching Jay and Barry. They do tutorials, and I just like them. I like to watch them just because I like who they are. And they always give away their projects. And everyone was like, pick me, I haven't won. Got me thinking about that. If ever I wasn't doing classes, I would send out all the projects. But they're samples for class. Okay. Oh, I did a whoops. I don't need sticky there. I don't need dimensionals over here. Well, they're on there fresh. I could pull them up, wrap that around. Yes. And I'll use this later. Okay, let's see how this fits. Right in the middle. Okay, and then I'll trim the ribbon. And I think the front is done. Well, that's pretty. Inside. Weather notification. I think that means it's going to start raining. They said it would. It's looking a little overcast out there. Okay, so for the inside, here I have wishing you the best and brightest holiday season. I think I need either holiday season. I need maybe Merry Christmas in there. Okay, so these are the same words. Hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. That's nice. And on the inside, I'm going to heat emboss with gold powder and Versamark some stars, and then also put some stars and pecan pie in the background. This one already says Merry Christmas. May the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, and then again, the gold and pecan pie. So, I really like this Merry Christmas. That's what it shall be, in navy. So this is kind of a happy dilemma. Do you stamp in color first, Night of Navy, or do you do Versamark and heat embossing first? My little line on the H hardly showed up, but it's there. It just looks really delicate. So the answer is, I don't know. The answer is good either way. Because if you were to put the stars on here, you wouldn't know where. I kind of didn't get that centered. Too much room over here. I'm going to try one more time. Okay, back to, if I put the stars on here first, I would know where the words go. If I put the words on here first, before the gold powder might stick to the moisture in the stamp, unless you use Embossing Buddy. Therefore, try it one more time, use Embossing Buddy, and all will be well. I'll push a little bit harder. What's better? It's still very delicate. You're probably like, I don't know what you're talking about. So this is the one where I pushed harder. See the line through the H? You could see it there. But on this one, I pushed just regular, and it's very faint. But that's still fine. I think either of them, it's still fine. Okay, so embossing buddy, because I don't want the powder to stick to any moisture in the navy. Okay, while I'm at it. And I'm purposely tapping rather than rubbing, because if I rub, there might be wet ink and I don't want smears. But if you tap, you don't get smears. Okay, and there's 2 stamps. There's this one, and then there's 3 of them. There's 4 of them. I don't want them all in a row. Did I not pull those out? Oh, they're right here. Those are kind of bolder though. I like these best because they match the elongated star. So I'll just stick with those. Okay, first mark. Stars. And when you're stamping these stars, do your best to get the big long star, the long line, parallel to the edge of your paper. If you just do it wherever, it's going to look a little bit crooked because that star has kind of an up and down. Okay, I think that's good. I don't know what that was, but it's gone. Well, that's pretty. So now the rest of the stars in pecan pie. Kind of makes the stars look like they're deeper in space. That's my thinking. And you have to get these straight too, because there's this big one here, that's one of those kind of directional stars. Well, I want to do more, but I don't need more. Just a few dots. Okay, that's it. Stop, stop, stop. So, you could slightly tell the difference from the gold heat embossed and the pecan pie, but when you do the both of them, it really brings, because there's the layer here, it brings the colors together. Stampin' the seal. It's very sticky. And you know, when I picked out these colors, I was wanting something that looked like gold, really close. And I knew that there was a new color that I was looking for. And I pulled out the pecan pie and I'm like, oh, that's pretty. But then when I went to look for embellishments for the center of the star, it's like, oh, I was thinking about wild wheat. Wild wheat looks just like gold. But that's okay. I like how this turned out. I was about to change it and it's like, no, I like this. Okay, so that's today's project. A little bit easier than we usually do, but Definitely very pretty. This would be a great Christmas card. There's no coloring, a little bit of die cutting, definitely a lot of fun. This would be great for Christmas cards. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.